Tonight on Connecticut's news station, a bank robbery suspect is dead after crashing a stolen car with a baby inside. We're breaking down the chain of events.
Plus, the state police has a new commissioner who's taking over as the current top official steps down.
I'm not stopping because not only justice for my daughter, but something has to change.
Plus, we're speaking exclusively with the family of a homicide victim while the suspect strikes a potential plea deal. We're hearing their emotional reaction tonight.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And we begin with developing news tonight out of Windsor, where a bank robbery suspect is dead after crashing a stolen car with a baby in the back seat. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. The chain of events spanned over 3 locations in the town of Windsor today, ultimately ending at the intersection of Windsor Ave and Hillcrest Road, where the suspect crashed into a tree. Fox 61's Matt Karen explains how it all started.
A wild Wednesday in Windsor.
I heard a series of very loud bangs.
The incident involving 3 locations, St. Gabriel's School, the Windsor Federal Savings Bank, and the intersection of Windsor Ave and Hillcrest Road. Fox 61 talked to resident witnesses.
It sounded like an explosion, and then I saw a plume of smoke, and you could smell it.
Police tell Fox 61 just after 9 a.m. a suspect stole a silver Acura from in front of St. Gabriel's School. The car left unattended with a 17-month-old baby in the back. Minutes later, the suspect used the car as a getaway vehicle after robbing the Windsor Federal Savings Bank on Bloomfield Ave. The suspect then sped down Broad Street toward Windsor Ave, where the vehicle lost control and crashed. Sky 61 capturing the scene from above.
There were several people who were, I guess, driving by who had stopped to help. And I heard them screaming, "There's baby inside, there's baby inside." They picked up a tree branch trying to break the window to get in.
Fire department dispatch audio.
Did I hear correctly? Motor vehicle accident, vehicle on fire, baby stuff. That's affirmative.
First responders arrived within minutes using the jaws of life to cut off the roof to get the baby out. Mom was brought to the scene to be reunited with baby shortly after.
I witnessed a mother and child being loaded into an ambulance, and I pray for their speedy and full recovery.
That's heartbreaking. I can only imagine how absolutely helpless that mother must have felt.
St. Gabriel's School briefly put on lockdown. The bank closed for the day. Residents who live near the crash telling Fox 61 it isn't the first time.
I've lived here over 20 years. I've seen a lot of spectacular accidents at that very spot.
I'm just grateful that it didn't happen at a different time of day when there might have been, more people on the sidewalks.
That was Matt Karen reporting, and the suspect, whose name hasn't been released yet, died at the scene. We're told the baby was rushed with mom to Connecticut Children's Hospital. That child was thankfully alert and responsive.
Well, new tonight, the 2 top leaders of the Connecticut State Police are stepping down, and it comes amid an investigation into whether state troopers falsified thousands of traffic tickets.
Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolforce was there as the new commissioner was named and joins us now in studio with more. Emma.
Sarah, Brent, this afternoon, Governor Ned Lamont named Ron L. Higgins as the replacement for current Public Safety Commissioner James Ravella. But this leadership change coming, as you said, at a time of uncertainty for the state police department, facing staffing shortages, union unrest, and now a federal investigation into falsified traffic stops.
Every 4 years, I think it's time to have a fresh start.
Wednesday afternoon, Lamont announced a big change for the State Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection.
My friend James Ravella is stepping aside, as well as Colonel Malikas, and very pleased to be able to introduce to you Ron L. Higgins as the incoming Commissioner of Public Safety.
Ravella is a former homicide investigator and Hartford police chief. He took on the role of Public Safety Commissioner in early 2019.
After 42 years, though, he grades on you.
Ravella says he felt relieved after speaking with the governor about his retirement, but the timing of his departure raising questions amidst an ongoing investigation into alleged falsified traffic tickets. Relations between the state police and the Connecticut State Police Union have been tumultuous. Earlier this year, Ravella received a historic vote of no confidence from his captains and lieutenants. Wednesday, Ravella saying the traffic tickets are not the driving force behind his retirement.
He's a great choice, Governor. You're going to be very happy with him. He's a confident, well-spoken, intelligent individual.
Higgins currently serves as the Associate Vice President of Public Safety and Community Engagement at Yale University. He joined Yale's police department as an officer in 1997.
I am looking forward to listening, learning, and leading the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection. I want to continue to ensure that the state of Connecticut is safe.
I think this is going to be a really good transition from one good man to another good man.
And the Deputy Commissioner, State Police Colonel Stavros Malikis, is also stepping aside with Ravella. Higgins will eventually choose his own deputy. Lamont says Ravella will stay on as commissioner for the next 5 to 6 weeks to facilitate this transition. Once Higgins takes over, he will technically be the interim commissioner until the state legislature officially approves his nomination at their next session in February 2024. Sarah, Brent.
In court today, jury selection began in the Michelle Troconis trial. Police are looking for 6 jurors for the trial that is set to begin in January. Authorities say Troconis was involved in the disappearance and presumed death of Jennifer Doulos, the New Canaan woman last seen in 2019. Police believe Troconis helped Michelle's estranged husband, Fotis Doulos, dispose of evidence in the case. Wallingford police have arrested a teen in connection with a string of burglaries from earlier this year. Police say 19-year-old Colin Howard and his associates targeted ATM machines and cars when burglarizing Rivas Taqueria, George Hart Infinity, and Empire Wine and Liquor. Howard is being held on $450,000 bond. Police say other suspects are still at large.
Turning to the weather now, another summer-like day out there. It is so warm.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frayne joining us now. Rach, more on tap?
We've got one more warm day, but it won't be as warm as today when we ended up tying the daily record high temperature for the Hartford area of 86 degrees. That record was last set back in 2007. No record for the shoreline, but still well above average. It's certainly cooler, though. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s there, 76 in Waterbury, and right around the 80-degree mark for Putnam. Heading through the evening tonight, it remains mild. And not only that, you might be noticing a bit of the humidity out there, too, which makes it feel even more odd. We'll see overnight lows dipping back into the 50s to right around 60 as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. And watch for areas of patchy fog. We've had it in the River Valley for the last couple of mornings. It might be a little bit more widespread, though, heading into Thursday morning. Any early low clouds and fog, though, break for sunshine. It is another nice, sunny, and warm afternoon. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. Again, still well above average, but not as warm as today, and a nice mild finish. Thursday is the last dry day before a rising chance for some scattered showers on Friday and the chance for some steadier, potentially heavier rain heading into Saturday too. Of course, we've got to talk about more rain for the weekend. Your full forecast, we'll talk about what we know and what we're still trying to figure out coming up, guys.
Thank you, Rachel. A horse has tested positive for Triple E here in Connecticut. The Department of Agriculture says this is the first case in a horse this year. It was found in a horse in New London County. That horse began showing neurological symptoms on October 1st. Horse owners are encouraged to vaccinate their animals. Triple E has been detected in mosquitoes in 15 cities and towns across the state, but no human cases have been reported this year. Winchester Animal Control is asking for help identifying a woman who left a dog without a note. Police say the dog named Jade was dropped off at Animal Control. Officials say the woman is not in trouble, but they want to know about Jade's background and vet history. You're looking at a picture here. Anyone who knows Jade's owner should give Winchester Animal Control a call.
In Washington, interim House Speaker Patrick McHenry arrived at the U.S. Capitol this morning, just one day after Kevin McCarthy was ousted by members of his own party. McHenry dodged questions from reporters, only saying, quote, "I'm hearing from members today, thank you all." McHenry has declared the House in recess until both parties can decide on a path forward.
Right now, there's no ability to do anything on the House floor. We set out a schedule to get all of our work done by the end of October. That schedule is now going to get tossed out of the window.
Now, McCarthy, who is not running for the gavel again, says he doesn't regret making compromises.
I don't regret standing up for choosing governance over grievance. But as I walk out of this chamber, I feel fortunate to have served the American people.
House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan has confirmed he will run to be the next speaker, but a vote won't come until next Tuesday or Wednesday at the earliest. Coming up at 6:30, we're speaking with Senator Chris Murphy about what this all means going forward.
Former President Donald Trump is back in court today. He's saying the trial involving business fraud charges is rigged. Trump addressed reporters during lunch break in New York. He again blasted Attorney General Letitia James and says he's stuck fighting phony charges instead of being on the campaign trail.
A corrupt attorney general. She's totally corrupt. She just wanted the publicity to run for governor, and then she failed running for governor. But the financial documents that I gave to the bank are much less than my actual net worth. So therefore, I gave them to the bank. They can't be a fraud because I gave them lower numbers.
Went on to say, despite turmoil in the House Republican leadership, he's focused on leading the country.